Bruh. This is insane. I need to hear your comments. This is like a weekly thing. This is the last time this is happening. This is why Powerblast Remedy could use help with this live, okay? This is why the Secret Sauce Creative Agency is so important because like I'm only one person, even though I'm a magical being, right? I am magical as I don't know what. I let me tell you, but god dang, I only got two hands, one mouth, two set of eyes. You know what I'm saying? These two legs, 2 feet, 10 toes, 10 fingers. Thank you, God. One nose, two ears. I mean, god damn it. I can only do but so much. You feel me? But it's all good, guys. If you're still here, I appreciate you for just rocking with me, just watching me do all this stuff, like doing the most. I'm gonna have to cut this video, which is beautiful. Thank God for YouTube because it allows me to do that. So if you try to go back to this particular live, you're not gonna be able to do that. Oh my God, let me even go and look at Instagram, like, bruh. It's all good. We're gonna, if that's the case, we're gonna go right into today's conversation. It is such an honor and a pleasure to have you all here. One of the words for this month was pivot. Pivot, to be able to pivot. Things happen and you just have to pivot. I've been watching people pivot all month long. I've been watching my own life pivot. I've been watching just pivot being like a major thing in our lives. And so like, this is just what we do. We pivot and we work with what we have. We do what we can with what we have and we move accordingly to like how our life is existing. Let me know if Instagram is live right now. I'm not sure if Instagram is live. Let me just check and like edit this key. Let me see. Can somebody let me know in the chat if Instagram is live because I can't see if Instagram is live. That'll help me out real good. Cause the last 2 weeks. Thanks, Noreen. Thanks, Goddess Noreen, for being in the building and for watching this live. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, so Instagram is not live. So thank you, Lisa. What's up, Lisa? Thank you for being here. I appreciate y'all for showing up. Like when you have the availability or while you're like working and like, you have the space to listen. I appreciate y'all listening to me like radio, like tuning in to a frequency because that's exactly what we're doing right now. You're tuning in to the radio frequency that is Remedy, right? That is Shawnette. And that's who you're tuning into. Whereas, you could decide, I want to kind of tap out of that or I'm not. Today is a day for me to do this. So I it's really important and I'm filled with gratitude that you have decided to be with me. What I'm doing right now, just so y'all know, is setting up this Instagram to see if I could get Instagram back online because I've been having issues with it, but it's gonna be magical and it's gonna work. That's right. It just worked. That's what I'm talking about. That's called manifesting. Okay. Let me remove this Instagram and put this one in and let's go. Okay. All right. Okay. I think oh my God, ML. Okay, he said, welcome back. I thought I was having a stroke. No, we can't. No. I need all my people to like take care of yourselves. Real talk. I'm gonna take a moment and then we're gonna begin officially. Looks like I am live on Instagram. I'm live on Instagram. What's good, Instagram? Thank you for being here. It is 1:30. I'm 30 minutes late, even though I have been here on time. Okay, I've been here on time, but without any volume and without any connection to Instagram. I have been having issues with connecting with Instagram live for 2 weeks now. And so I just said, if it don't work today, then we ain't going live on Instagram no more. You're just going to get the clips and it's just what it is. I have to go with the flow of the process because, wasting time, I just can't do that. I should be live on Instagram now. Goddess Noreen, let me know. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take a moment and shout out Goddess Noreen, who was like, oh my God, I can't that she really wanted to hear me. I appreciate that. Okay, and I got to shout out Lisa, who is in the building. Where is she? Lisa. Okay, I can look. She said that Instagram wasn't live, but it should be live now. So everything should be live. Everything should be working. On my end, Instagram is working. Okay, all right. What's up? Let's shout out Closed Caption Cafe in the building. What's good? I believe that's James. Now I know it's James, but James, I'm not sure like who you're doing it with. But shout out to Closed Caption Cafe. That's their name on Instagram. Exactly that. Closed Caption Cafe. I do. Thank you. Aw. Thank you for that. Hold on. Thank you. That's why I love y'all. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Is it off? I had lipstick on my teeth, he said. Okay. Oh, thank y'all. All right. Teamwork makes the dream work. This is what kind of day it is. Let me show y'all the comment that Gino just made. That, like, on the inside, I'm real calm. I just want y'all to know I'm, like, real calm, okay? But, like, I could relate to this image because, like, I want to feel like that, but I'm just like, no. But that's what the energy feels like. It feels very, like, okay, what's trying to happen? But anyway, y'all, we're going to go ahead and kick this live off. I am so happy that you're here. Like I said, I'm going to have to edit this out to make it smaller. So this particular link will not be working if you want to come back and watch it later. Today's live is entitled Artists, 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 Artists. What do you actually own? What do you actually own? That's the conversation that we're having today. And we're going to blend it into bringing in our culture, bringing in some amazing conversation that you all would probably really enjoy. I don't think you're going to probably really enjoy it. Actually, I feel like you're going to really love this. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I want to first also thank the community, you, all of you, each of you, everyone, for just constantly showing up, for constantly being there. I really, really love you. I really appreciate you, and none of this is taken for granted. You are here because something about this or me resonate with you. Something about you is serious about the conversations that I have. And when I say serious, I mean like it's important to you, but we're still flowing, right? Maybe you're here because of the music. Maybe you're here because of the community that's building here. Maybe you're here because of the calling. You answered the call, right? Maybe you're here because you're serious about building something real, starting with yourself, and that matters. And so we have been in real conversation for the past few weeks, and I'm so proud of y'all for just constantly showing up. I love y'all. I really do. We've been talking about identity, isolation, the leap. We talked last week about ownership. And today we're going to continue to walk through and move through all of that and talk about ownership. And listen, I brought some receipts from the culture to help us do it. We all know as certified educators and those who are well trained that receipts are important. Credible sources are important, right? That's important. So if you got some receipts, I want you to drop it down. We're going to get into the culture and a lot of culture to help us have this conversation today. Okay? Thank you very much. Just checked it. Just checked the live, and it is still live on Insta. Okay, perfect. Yeah! Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. What's good? Fly44 in the building. Fly444 in the building. What up, though, everyone? She is addressing the entire community. She is also a music artist. Check her out. If you want to drop your links in the chat that identify you as a person, all of you, your art, your respective relating businesses and entities and identities, go ahead and drop them in the chat. That's okay. What I'm saying is like what represents you to the fullest, put that in the chat and let people see that you're here. All right. But yeah, let's go ahead. Okay, over here. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I wanted to make sure that we were good over in Instagram. So I want to go ahead and I want to start somewhere honest because that is what this room is built on. But first, let's make sure we go into prayer. All right, so God, we just say thank you. We're affirming amazingness on this beautiful day. We're bowing our eyes, bowing our heads, closing our eyes, allowing ourselves to giggle, allowing ourselves to relax, allowing ourselves to play, allowing our minds to open, allowing ourselves to be receptive, allowing guards to go down, allowing ourselves to know that we are safe, to be safe, to be in the now, to literally be in the now by being aware of our frequency, the things that we are feeling, the thoughts that we are thinking, the information that we allow to go in. God, we just say thank you. We honor you. May the words that come out of my mouth be the words that are necessary here, that are safe here, that are bold here, that are appreciated here and respected here. God, we just give you all of the amazingness, all the glory. We just say thank you, and we may begin this conversation. Bless us, keep us safe, good health, guys. Good health. Let's take care of ourselves, please. I want y'all to take care of yourselves, all right? So a few days ago, Selah, amen, I was in a community called the DIT community, okay? And it's the DIT live, the DIT music community with Daryl Hurst, and I love that space. Like, that's one of my favorite spaces, hands down, to be at, because it's filled with amazing musicians, artists, songwriters, composers, all kind of just different aspects of the music industry and world. And they're all like credible people, and they're all on different levels of the game. And it's just really good, like, that we all can be in one space and share our information and resources, our material, and support one another. It's really nice. And so the founder his name is Daryl Hurst, who I greatly respect, and he's so cool. But he has every Monday he has a live that he does within the community, and it is called I forget what that live is called, but it takes place every Monday. And so I like to put that on my calendar and make it my business to show up, right, as much as I can. And he, on this live, he gives us a lot of like tips and things of that sort. And particularly this past Monday, I believe it was the last Monday, the Monday before last, he talked about a band called Angine de Poitrine. I might be saying it wrong. Poitrine. And they are a French-Canadian duo. Okay, they're math rock. They wear these big paper mache masks and polka dot costumes, and they perform in a when they speak during their performance, they speak in a made up language. And when I first saw it, my reaction was like, actually I had no reaction, like, because it's coming from Daryl. I'm thinking a lot of different things, right? And one of the things I'm thinking is like, okay, because he's like, yo, y'all, have y'all heard about this new band that's come out and it's taking everybody through by storm? And they're a Canadian band. They're based in Canada. They are hitting records, Stevie Wonder records, And I'm like just listening because I respect him and I respect what he brings in front of us. And so I had no thought. But then I started, taking a moment. Because my thought was, let me listen to the music. Because I'm looking at people dressed in costumes, which is kind of cool when I think about it. Like, if I think PBS and things of that sort, and like my inner child, I'm like, actually it's very playful. Actually, it's kind of fun. Believe it or not. But my first thought was, let me listen to the music. And I listen to the music, and the music is fire. But as he continues talking and like, telling us like, don't be haters and all these things, and be open to it, and he started naming other bands, and it made me feel like, I think like Kiss, who I love and respect, don't get me wrong, but I was like, so are you telling me like I gotta put on makeup and put on a mask and do the whole nine yard to get people to like respect me and want to listen to my music? And he's also saying like this is the entertainment industry and this and this and that, and I'm just like, nah, bro. That's how I felt in that moment. Even though I was focused, like I was listening to the conversation, but I was also multitasking, doing other things. So like, I'm like, nah, I ain't doing all that. So I'm not really fully present, right? But I'm present, but not 100. But I'm listening to it while also like, no, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. Like no. But then I start thinking Lady Gaga, and I start thinking, what's the homegirl name? Pink, my favorite color. And I start thinking he brings up the Beatles, and I can connect to that, you know what I'm saying? And the Beatles in my mind brings up Janelle Monáe, and then I think of the black and white suits, and I think of my brand colors, main colors, black and white with soft accents of pink, and you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, I could get it. But I did make a comment that he said out loud before I get to this conclusion, which is he said, I said, do we have to be clowns? Like, bro, I'm not doing that. And he's telling all of us, like, these are our peers. I wanted to take a moment and own that because he is right. Like, they are our peers. These are human beings. He like gently checked us, but clearly, by saying these are human beings. These are our peers, guys. Don't be haters. And it wasn't that I was being a hater. It was just that I was like, if you knew my journey and all the things that I've endured, I'm not doing all that shit. But there's nothing wrong with that. It's if you're bringing your best self, And so he basically said to us in the most gentle way, these are our peers. These are human beings. Let's not be haters. And he was right. And I felt that. So shout out to Daryl Hurst of the DIT music community. Like, I really, really appreciated that. That was really cool of you. And you're just the bomb. But anyway, the moral of the story is here are the facts that they say about this band, right? This French Canadian band. They went from 1,855 streams in a week to 11.2 million streams in a single week without a major label. They built their catalog independently. They signed their publishing with an independent publisher. They are selling out venues months in advance across the globe. Dave Grohl said they blew his mind. The New York Times covered them, and they did it fully as themselves. Masked, invented language, polka dots and all. It's kind of cool, okay? They did not shrink to fit. They did not water down. And when we mentioned the Beatles and Janelle Monáe, I understood very clear what he was saying. There are artists who have come with a concept, a costume, a character, and inside of that, they were still fully being their authentic self, right? Pink, Lady Gaga, Janelle, and eventually they were all allowed to just show up all the way as they wanted to be because they had built something real underneath the presentation or a forthcoming or frontwardly by just being themselves authentically, right? I don't know their individual full story, right? I know, like, for instance, with Janelle Monáe, which that's why I could connect with that. Like, Janelle Monáe, her father, if I'm not mistaken, he because she wears like what was it? My cousin was just because I remember the story fully, but her father had a profession. Let me tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you exactly. Me and my cousin Misha, we were just talking about this. If you know it in the chat, drop it in the chat for me. What did Janelle Monáe's parents do? Because that is where it came from. Janelle Monáe outfit inspiration. I should put black and white. Let's see what comes up. Parents. Pride. Okay. Yeah. Janelle Monáe's iconic black and white aesthetic is a tribute to her working class parents. She wears her signature menswear inspired tailoring and uniform to honor her family's resilience while boldly challenging traditional gender norms. So it's like she has a theme behind like what she's doing and why, right? I just wanted to use that as an example. Hey, what's up, D? Hello, Jelani. Hello, Lisa. Noreen. What's good, y'all? What's good, Fly444 if you're still here? And everyone in the building, ML, Gino, Powerblast, everyone in the building. It's good to see you. But yeah, like, let me stay focused, but I just wanted to, like, inspire our minds, open our minds a bit. And like even me, I was thinking about. I mean, I love black and white, period, because that's just me. I'm either black or white in general. It's just like me, and so that's a part of my brand color, black and white, plus pink, soft accents of pink, and I have like gray and little other touches there, right? But those are my main colors. Black and white has always been my main colors. And when I think about like the other day, I was like, oh, my dad who raised me, he is TC. He is a referee, and like that's so funny. I saw a girl walk by me last night or the day before yesterday. She walked by me and she had on a referee and it had like the word Jack on the back and the number. I don't know if her last name is Jack. I don't know what Jack is, but the point is it could be a message to me too, right? About Jack who about to come and bring my money, a bag of money. Who knows? But the point is, I was like, oh, I can get some jerseys in honor of my dad. And that was inspired by like all of this, but also thinking and preparing for this conversation in Janelle. So this is cool. So I'm just at an age where it's like, I just want to be able to be myself. And I want to do it in a way like I like how Janelle did it. Is like it's just very much in alignment with what she's doing. But however anybody decides to bring themselves out, that's okay, right? But I want to honor today, which is your peers are your peers, even if their path looks nothing like your path. And the real question is not like whether you need a costume. The question is, who are you underneath whatever you show up in or show up as? Do you own that? You like that twist, huh? Because that is what lasts and that is what this conversation is all about, all right? So we, thankfully we're still good on time, even though we had issues all the way at the beginning of this conversation. My name is RIMIDI. I'm a music performing and recording artist and teacher at heart. I love the title educator. It just sounds so much more powerful. But teacher also sounds sultry and like across the board and wise. So I prefer them both. But anyway, let's get into it. We're going to talk about Caresha now, Young Miami. Because I have had her on my mind for a few weeks, so much that that conversation, that thought, everything that happened in the DIT music community with Daryl Hurst and talking about the band Angine de Poitrine, like just all of it, like got me to a place that it just made me just say like, no, I really do want to talk about this, right? Not because I'm mad or anything like that, but because I just want to have that conversation. I want to express. So Spin That, her song, is one of the biggest songs in the country right now. And I have like my feelings about what it is saying, about sound frequency, about what we put into the atmosphere as artists, but honestly, in general, as beings, about what our culture observes, absorbs, and celebrates, and what it costs us when we are not careful about that. Okay, I'm gonna come back to that. Pause. That's what Dame Dash be saying all the time. Anybody know why he says that all the time? It's kind of cool because it's him. But he'd be like, pause, and I'd be like, why? maybe to think, maybe to take a deep breath. Everybody, let's take a deep breath. We're gonna pause. Thank you, Dame. We're gonna pause. And we're going to take a very intentional deep breath. Let's do it. Okay. Yeah. How did that feel? I hope that felt good. And if you need to do more while I continue, please do. We're always breathing, but let's be intentional. So, redirecting, going back to all of this, we're gonna first give Caresha her flowers on the business side because that is what we're here to talk about. I could go into all the things and all that stuff, but it's like for what, why, and that's this place serves us much more expansively, a lot differently, right? And everything can be used for good. Everything has its place. And I love, most importantly, two things: that this is bringing about conversation, and two, that the girl got her business affairs in order. She has built Young Miami LLC. Caresha has built Young Miami LLC. She runs her business through that entity. She moved from being on a label to operating independently through her own structure. So she took a song called Caresha, starting out her song, her podcast called Caresha Please, and turned it into a brand with merchandise, a card game that hit #1 on Amazon and generated over $1 million. Anybody played that game? If you have, can you let me know about it? Hello, peace, 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 peace. Oh, I'm like, what is going on? Because when you guys have like your online names, I'd be like, or your business name sometimes, it's, yeah. But anyway, hello Shakita. Pardon me, but yeah, right? So I want to give her flowers, yo. Like, if you played the game, let me know that you played the game. I would like to know if you played the game. Okay, let me know, and tell me what it's like. Tell me what it's like, because I would like to know more about it. But in fact, we're gonna get the game. In fact, let me research the game first. And then if I like it, I'm going to get that game. Because I love playing card games and I love playing games, period. But she's made $1 million from the card game. And she has diversified income. You know, because if one income stream runs dry, we should have another and another and another, right? And we should be able to have more of our time back. And make a whole song on that. Okay? That is ownership. That is infrastructure. And she created this while being a mom, guys. Mommy. Listen, I feel like I've been feeling like, man, I need to talk more about motherhood because I'm a mom and I think that's important. I know that's important. That's important for y'all to know, right? Because that's, to be a human and to magnify yourself and to show up and to do great things, no matter the scale, but just being consistent about the vision that God has given you, your purpose, that is phenomenal. And then to do it with like the care of other people, having to take care of other people, your daughters, your sons, your daughters and sons, your heirs, your mother, your father, your queendom, your kingdom, your goddom, that whole thing, like that's impressive, right? So she's doing all this while being in the public eye, while navigating personal challenges that she has been transparent about. I gotta be honest, like I'm just researching. I don't really be tapping into like people's personal life and all that stuff because I got my own stuff going on. But I definitely do try to be like in know as necessary for my journey and what like really impacts me. And otherwise, I'm like, I stay out of mind because I really have to lock in and focus, and that's what I'm over here doing, right? So you don't have to love her song to respect the business aspect. Those are two different conversations, and we're having a conversation today about the business aspect while still being open to the idea of the possibilities of the conversations that this brings about, right? And as artists, we have to be able to hold both conversations. As people, we got to be able to have both conversations, to hold them, to hold space for different perspectives that could potentially open our minds to brand new perspectives. Because the I am that you are today could actually become something new tomorrow. So like we're always like, I am, And it's like, but you can also be, so just be mindful of that. Be mindful of the power of your thoughts and of your words and of your actions that follow. So, verified facts. Young Miami LLC is confirmed. Okay. And Spin Dat is released under Young Miami LLC under exclusive license to Uptown Records. UMG, she owns the LLC. LLC is a business structure, a way in which you structure your business. Limited liability company is what LLC stands for. And the major has a license deal, Uptown, and not ownership of her, right? When I heard license deal, I was like, damn, that's kind of nice. That was my first thought. Like, I was impressed. I was like, okay. Caresha, Please has accumulated over 50 million views on YouTube collectively. Risha Roulette, the card game, hit number 1 on Amazon in drinking games and generated over $1 million. Okay, where are you gonna drink water and alkaline water and smoothie shots and orange juice and apple juice and maybe a little wine? You know what I'm saying? But but like for me, alcohol, like we don't agree. All right, so in January 2024, a screenshot showed the podcast brand generated 1 million in a single month via Shopify, and Spin Dat is her first solo top 40 hit, currently number 25 on the Hot 100 and number 6 on the Hot R&B hip hop. That was about, I did this research like 2 weeks ago, so that was like about 2 weeks ago from now. But listen, I'm like, hey, what that did do is show you like who's like the top business players if you kind of change the way that it looks, right? Who's the top in business in the music world, Yeah. Now, let me check and just see like if anybody chatting. Guys, I love the love that y'all give. Shout out to y'all for like giving love, and I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. All right, so I try to make sure I don't be missing nobody commenting and stuff, because that's important. All right, so anyway, thank you, and it's important that you're here and that you know that I'm grateful for you being here. So let's continue. So we'll talk about something that hits a little bit heavier. This is where this conversation has been leading a lot in general, and with me being a music artist and as a songwriter and someone who believes in the power of sound, offers a different perspective. With music being a frequency, music is frequency. You are a frequency. You usually attract the frequency outwardly that you are inwardly, like what you're channeling, like a radio. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's so funny because the frequency kind of finds you when you become, and then you attract more of that, whatever you are being, because we're always in the act of being, right? And so like, if you think of a radio, or let's think of yourself, imagine you're in the car. You might even be in the car right now, who knows, right? Who knows how you're consuming this? But you're in the car and you're listening to the radio, and you decide like what you're listening to, that is not what you want to hear at the moment. So you turn the dab over to a new frequency, and that one feels more in alignment. That feels more right, more good for what you're looking for at that moment, what you're seeking out. It's like, that's also just kind of how you operate. Like, you're a frequency, you are one of those stations, and you're calling in like things into your existence. Hold that. All right. So what we create with sound being frequency, what we put into the air, it lands somewhere. It lands in the bodies, in the minds, the spirits of the people who receive it. That is not my opinion. That is science. That is also scripture. And so when I hear a song that is celebrating like spending recklessly in the middle of an economic crisis, after recklessly burning a lot of money, when I hear music that glorifies certain cultures that have come at a cost to some people in our communities, I sit with that. Not as a judge, as an artist who is responsible for what I put out. So You have the freedom to create whatever you want, of course. But freedom and responsibility are opposites, totally different, right? The most powerful artists I know understand, understand both, okay? And the maturity of an artist, the growth of a creator is when you start asking not just can I, but what is this adding to the atmosphere? What am I building in the people who receive this? Because we have to advance people. But maybe everyone is not called to do that. Honest question. That is what growing up as an artist looks like. That is what I want to pass on to the generations that come behind us, that are here with us, that are even before us. Each one teach one, learning even from those that are with us, coming behind us, or before us. Each one teach one. That has always been our way. You know what I'm saying? So now back to the brothers from Quebec, Canada, because the business story here is just as powerful as Caresha's, just in a completely different genre, a completely different world. They built their catalog independently. They did not sign to a major label to get here. They went from virtually unknown outside of Canada 1 year ago to playing festivals across the globe, selling out venues months in advance. I'm jelly. Real talk. Signing an independent publishing deal, not giving their masters away, signing a publishing deal, which means they own the recordings and someone is out here working to place their music and collect money on their behalf. They built their physical distribution through a carefully selected network of independent partners worldwide on their terms. And they did it with a concept, mask, a language no one understands, math rock. Now, I'm not going to tell you to put on a mask. I am telling you that the infrastructure they built is the reason the costume could carry them this far. The music was real. It is real. I heard it. I do love it. And I have played that video multiple times. The publishing is protected. The team is in place. And so when the viral moments came, or just people in general just loving that, being excited by that, being inspired by that, they were ready to receive it. So that is the lesson. You have to be ready when your moment comes, and readiness is infrastructure. Right? Shout out to the artists that have their infrastructure in place, who feel like, yo, I don't have it in place, or thinking they don't have it in order, but you got it in order. Like, shout out to you. Like, give yourself credit. Give yourself some credit, you know? And like, now, okay, build the team. Now, build the team, you know? Now, you know, utilize your resources. Now, embody. Now, like, see everything as a blessing, everything as a part of your plan, as a part of the plan. Also, let go. Let go, focus only on what you can control. Get your steps in order, continue to walk forward with your vision, believe it, and know it to be true. So, yeah. By the way, the band Angine de Poitrine, they tied Stevie Wonder's record at the Montreal Jazz Festival attendance. Okay? Fully independent, no major label, distributed through ATO. Oh my God. In the US, FAB in Canada, Republic of Music and internationally. Publishing signed with Third Side Music Independent Publisher, worldwide deal. They retain their masters from 1,855 streams a week to 11.2 million streams a week in 1 year. 603,198% growth. Both members maintained day jobs even as popularity soared. They built from the ground up. The costume started as a joke. They wanted to play the same venue twice in 1 week, so they hid their faces, and it became their brand. So they did one set with no mask, and then they did the other set with the mask, and it took off, and so they ran with it. I feel that. So yeah, here's what both of these stories have in common. And It is the thread that runs through everything we've been talking about for the past month. Authenticity is not a genre. It is not a sound. It's not a costume or the lack of one. Authenticity is the alignment between who you are and what you put out. Caresha is authentic to who she is. It is what it is. Angine de Poitrine is authentic to who they are, even underneath the mask. And the artists who endure, Pink, Lady Gaga, Janelle Monáe, the Beatles, they built something real underneath the presentation or within the presentation, outwardly. However you see it, everything is perspective. And in this case, is their perspective. So when their presentation evolved, they were still able to continue to rise. Like look at the infrastructure they built. Look where they are today. It's really cool. It's really cool to watch. Good job. So for you independent artists and songwriters and those who feel like you've bloomed late and that you're not on time, you know, those who are building right now are just showing up, wanting to do this music thing the right way, you know, no gatekeeping, want to share the resources, the information, want to learn and take inspired action. Well, you are on time, and your job is absolutely not to try to, you know, figure out what costume you need to wear. Your job is to know who you are so completely that whatever you show up in and as, it's still you, unmistakably, like without a doubt, for real. So as we've been talking about for a minute now, particularly last week, own the room, own the sound, own the calling, own the structure that protects it. This is ownership in full. And great job to those amazing artists. Great work. Everything we just talked about, Caresha's LLC, her brand infrastructure, Angine de Poitrine's publishing deal, their independent distribution, every single one of those things connect to something on the independent artist starter checklist. Protect your music and your intellectual property. Register your songwriting and your publishing. Build a website. Build an email list. Create multiple income streams. These are not suggestions. These are what ownership looks like in practice. Like when we put things to actual practice. I put them all in that checklist for free. Let me turn this. Oh yeah, I don't think I can on there. Sorry, I keep getting these notifications and I'm like, I don't want to hear that. But yeah, that checklist has all these things that we talked about, all the things we've been talking about over the past couple of weeks. All those things are in the checklist for you. It's very simple, costs you nothing, complimentary. You go over to iamrimidi.com, iamrimidi.com. It's also on the screen. Go there. Go to, let me look at I Am Remedy myself, as a matter of fact, and then I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to show y'all. Let's see. Can I share the screen? I'm all talking like I know what I'm doing in that part, like, because I am tech, like I'm real techie, but let me see. Oh, okay, it does let me do it. Okay, share the screen. To share a window. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Oh, yeah. See, when I try to do things sporadically and off schedule, it just, it start doing crazy things. So that means stay on task, no doing extra stuff. So I'm not going to share that today, but I do have something I want to share with y'all before I go. But my, see, I wish I didn't do that because now my screen is going real slow. It's been going like pretty good, but I'm telling you, this Mercury retrograde is having a real blast with me, but I'm like keeping calm throughout it all, even though like I'm like, yo, you on some, you on some. That's it. Like you on some. Okay, so yeah, it's going so slow. Let me add this here and let's see what happens. Hmm. Oh no. Okay, guys, this is me experimenting live and this thing. I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna end the live. Yeah, because look at this. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how y'all can see it. I'm gonna just chill and see what happens. Yeah, bye y'all. I don't know what the heck going on, and I ain't got time for that. So I'll see y'all later. The things that I wanted to share with y'all will be in the community, the Fire and Remedy community announcements, and also it will be posted on Fire and Remedy YouTube, which is my official YouTube channel, and over at Facebook and on Instagram, guys. But I'll see y'all later. Peace.